stream deck.
Quit playing.
And I'm vlogging it too. Gas showed up. What's happening?
Yeah.
I want that to sound too
Yes.
sure about that.
He's so mad.
About to drive a Ferrari F430.
What's going on? What's going on?
Whoa there, what's up?
Here?
Whoa there,
What it do?
This is Any
What
and
it
Everything
do?
podcast where we know everything about absolutely nothing. We are your hosts, Ralph, Moan, Zoe, Mark, LV, guest starring again. He's a regular, but he got his own show. Make sure you check out the show on Thursdays at 8 p.m. at said podcast. You know, on here we talk about sports, drinks, and entertainment. They need to do some more drinking. That's the problem.
That's we are.
Because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do.
Cheers to the weekend, my brothers.
Yeah. All right, so you want to get? Are we getting into the week?
Oh yeah, let's jump into it.
All right, let's get it.
From the islands, boy.
Yeah, what we doing this week, fellas? Who want to go at it first?
I'll go first, man. I didn't do shit. I got back to work. First week back from vacation. Sucked. My mom's went back. My little brother went back. But all in all, just a regular week, man. Regular week. Had a pretty busy weekend. But, you know, we here, bro. Doing what we love the most.
All right, who up next?
Okay, go ahead.
Man, I had me a time last week, but
oh yeah, you went out of town.
I was out of town, man.
You went on the podcast. Go.
Oh my God, it was beautiful. I went to Miami. I had a chance to just go ahead and decompress a lot. A lot of drinks were involved. A lot of chicken wings because I like chicken wings. I had a good time though. It was refreshing. It was re-energizing, and it was dope. First time actually sitting here having some time to myself in a long time. So it was time to think, time to have a good time, self-reflect, and most of all, I got fucked up. So it was.
Alicia, what's happening?
What up, though, Alicia?
And that's about it.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Mark.
You know something? I had a lot of me time. Like I ain't gonna lie, I feel like Zoe, man. I ain't go to Miami.
A lot of lotion and laptop, dog.
Right, a lot of meat time. That's what that was.
James, what's happening, big dog?
What up, my dog?
That was pretty chill, man. I caught up on a whole lot of shit, man. I've been redesigning this man cave, so I'm moving a lot of stuff around. Believe me, it's a lot of shit going on behind.
Dog, you gotta go get it, dog. Bring the toy that you had over, dog. We gotta discuss this.
Meat steak.
Go get him, dog.
Dimitri, man. Dark side. I know about him. Nobody knew about him. But look, anyway, I had a good time, man. I brought myself up, man. I'm straight.
My dog.
Okay.
That's what's up.
All right, LV. Oh, me? All right, well. So y'all know I've been preparing this week for surgery. So you know what? I've been off my medication for a whole week, which tells me that I probably can sustain off of it, but I'm not gonna try it until my doctor tell me to. But I go into surgery tomorrow, so I'll be out for a few days, and then we'll be back for the next podcast. Other than that, I work the rest of the week. We did get on Discord last night. We had a good time.
It was fun. It was the dopest time.
Yeah.
She's bananas.
We talking about facials and shit.
I know, right? Skincare.
Just gotta make sure you rub it in, peel it off.
Peel it off. That was the kicker.
Bruh.
I don't think I was there.
We will let you
in. We will let you in on it later, dog.
Yeah. What up, though, Tony? What up, though?
Tony, what's happening? But other than that, man,
Mark?
I worked after that, and that was it, man. So who last up, Lavorus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I ain't doing nothing, man. We're gonna prep for our podcast, man. But this week I go back to work this week, so I just been at home kicking it, binge watching. I finished The Boys, I finished Stranger Things. I just been chilling, man.
Two awesome shows, man. I finished that joint too. They were good, man.
Two awesome shows. They're really good.
Yeah.
I see you back there,
So-
LaVoy. So I think I don't know some retros. You know, I'm a collector.
Bro, that might.
I mean,
Oh, okay, let's go ahead and blow him
I
up
need,
real
I
quick.
need a shoe rack, man. It's just everywhere right now. I don't.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Bro, shit's
Y'all always
insane,
been
bro.
in it. Well, Marcus never stopped. You've always just been.
I just
rocking.
started back buying them when I started making more money. When I was able to start buying shoes, before I couldn't afford them, and now I can. I'm on the apps all the time, just buying shoes. And wife not too happy about it. Every day, it's a new box at the door with shoes in it. She think it's something.
Every now and then you got to dip your fingers in that. Every now and then you got to dip your fingers in that collection plate, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get at the topic at hand.
Alex said that the topic at hand is P Valley. That's what she just said right there.
Hey, P-Valley was true. That junk is good.
Once again, shout out to my homie Chinette. You know what I'm saying? Got a spot up in P Valley doing the thing, man. Memphis finest. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the hometown. Big ups to her.
Detroit.
That's it. Brazil. You get to the door after Brazil.
Who want to kick this topic off, man? About this parenting stuff, man. And
all right. So with the parenting thing, man, we kind of it doesn't fully grasp on what we're going to talk about because we're going to talk about
what's happening?
What up, though, Solo?
What up, though, Solo?
So
we're Solo.
Today, we're gonna kind of get into this whole new thing about this arming the teachers.
I feel you, James. He rather buy car parts.
Hey, James, I'm the same way, bro. I'm the same way. But we're gonna talk about arming these teachers, man. Getting them prepared, for these active shooters out here. Some people for, some people against it. I can see both sides of the story. Yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Because talking about getting the sex change, y'all, man. It's been real, Solo.
Damn, man.
It's been real.
Instead of Dallas, it's gonna be Delicia.
What's happening, DLB?
It's gonna be Delicia.
Oh, DLB.
So you talking about the arming the teachers, huh?
Yeah, I mean, because it's big for a parent, bro. You got to think about it, man. You got to send your school the kid. I mean, you got to send your kid to school. I've been drinking, as y'all can tell. You got to send your kid to school. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that the active shooting shit has been going up. On a yearly basis. So they're trying to combat that with arming the teachers with some guns. Which I mean, I'm for and against at the same time, man. They talking about arming them and not putting it undisclosed location so the students don't know where it's at. Bro, but if you were anything like we were, bro, we would find that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We would find that shit, and then all you doing is not even gotta bring
what's happening?
Glad
you came.
What up, though? What up, though? So
yeah, but you know what though? I'm with her on it. This conversation is needed too, and it also aligns with our topic, right? So parenting and what it takes, and because we're gonna elaborate on the school thing more when we start analyzing it. But now what it takes is we've talked about it on a few podcasts where the stuff that we got to learn or we got to teach our kids now, for about the racial inequality, the
preference,
shootings, sexual preference, and it's all the extra stuff that we got to do. From my understanding, they said that this has been going on for a while, but we have a connected environment now, so we're seeing everything on video. I just got done looking at. I don't know why, but I downloaded World Star again, and I remember why I deleted it.
Bro,
it's just so
worst,
much. It's so much on camera, man, and this is what all the kids exposed to, and that is an additional conversation that you got to have with the kids.
Oh man, yeah. Exposure right now is something that's totally crazy, man. I was talking to my son about it, and he was telling me about some of the things that he see on a regular basis now. Things that I didn't see until I was much older. So when it comes to parenting, man, we really have to talk about everything real early and be upfront and be positive, be reinforcing, but at the same time be informative and real with the conversations that we have, because nowadays shit is thrown right in their face. Boom, here, you want to see a titty? Bow. Do you want to see some sex? Bow. You want to see some people of the same sex having sex? There it is, right there. It's right there. I'm
gonna add to that though. I'm gonna add to that because when we're at home, our parents, well, depending on how you grew up, we all at least had a mom, and they try to teach us right. But when we get to school is when we experience everything else. Let's just be fair. And that's all they're doing now, but it's just more stuff added to what we were doing.
Well, I'm thinking about, when I was in school, my pops, the shit my pops and my dad would, tell me, it's like, hey, you're gonna learn about friends, you're gonna learn about people that claim they're your friends, they're not really your friends. You just got a lot of things to watch your back. But now it's so much more added onto that, even though it's something that's never really changed. We didn't have social media to point out, where it was
Fuck
happening
you,
in all those other
Solo.
different
Kiss
places.
my ass.
Oh, yeah, talking about my own, yeah, you going to get them boys snippety snips. Um, but like you said, it's a lot more to it because they're exposed to it. Before our parents tried to shield us and hide us from some of that other shit. My pops tried to tell me beginning of high school, he's like, you're gonna lose a lot of friends, and I'm like, well, lose a friend, lose a friend. He was like, no, you're gonna lose friends. Like people will end up dying in school, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? At my age, people shouldn't be dying. From anything. Just as a kid with a kid mindset, is like I can't imagine losing my friends or somebody dying. And lo and behold, bro, we had so many people that got killed in school and we just couldn't understand, you know what I'm saying? But now it's just obvious. It's out there. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's everywhere. Like active shooter kills 30 kids. And it's like, damn, that was somebody's little best friend. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, I mean, as a parent, I feel like that's not something you expect to have to explain to your kid, but that's just the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? And once again,
here's crazy though, and this is why it's so hard, right? There's another story out where they proposed an Amber Alert when an active shooter's in your area. Doesn't that sound awesome? So if you can't get in touch with the kids, at least you get the information to your phone. But oh crap, let me go figure it out. The Republicans shut it down. Like, no, we don't do that, bro. You don't want to tell the community.
How would that
But-
work? I mean,
yeah,
I understand
but-
Amber Alert for active shooters in your area. But
Yeah,
how would
if
that-
somebody's shooting up the school across the street, wouldn't you want to know?
no, I'm saying, how would it work? Because when somebody
It's the same thing, like the Amber Alert. You get the thing on the phone, beep, and then you see whatever who's missing or whatever the case may be. They want to
Brittany,
utilize
what
that
up?
for active shooter. If
That's
there's
nice.
one in
Right.
the
Who
area,
shut it down?
the Republicans, they don't want to do that. And their thing is, I get the point, right? But I think this is more important than that point. They're saying, what if someone is at a concert and it's 5,000 people and they're trampling over each other?
Oh.
Okay, but an active shooter is not going to be at school at night because
And the
concerts are
concert
usually
ain't
at
gonna be
night.
by school. I see.
What up, Ed? What up, Mel?
Daryl's comment, man. Hire these unemployed military vets to secure the school.
Brittany, what's happening?
That's something. I mean,
But here's
Motor.
the thing, bro. You gotta realize though. I hear you talking about arm some of these active or vets, right? A lot of those
overexposure
vets
for sure.
have
Oh, man.
issues already. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, of course,
Yeah,
you
they
got
got PTSD. So
I agree with DB. With this one.
I mean, I do too. But once again, there's processes that need to be put in place in order to do that. You
Well, of
got a
course,
lot of vets.
you wouldn't have them off the street. You have to do background checks and have them the mental checks. But there's a lot of unemployed vets out here, man. We see them all the time. I especially in the city I'm in, it's a lot of unemployed vets, man. Who I don't know if they're back, how stable they are, but you're gonna give them a shot, get them tested, get the background checks done. I mean, something needs to be done, man. I'm a teacher, man, and we go over drills, but it's never enough drills prepared for an active shooter in school. We had the drills pop off in our school. Kids go up on their desk. I'm like, well, if I'm a shooter, I can still get in here. Like, it's not solving the problem. It's still a lot of ways they can do it.
Man. It's just you turning kids into sitting ducks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, go hide up under a desk. Well, what the hell is that gonna shield you from? You just went up under a desk. Now that means that I don't have to chase you to run and shoot at you. You up underneath your desk and shoot up underneath the desk. It's just there is no right answer for this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a second.
If you've got
You
an
want to put
active
that back
shooter,
up?
go put that back up. Proper screening. I rather.
Well, hold
and
on.
I agree.
Oh, hold on now. I'm a teacher now. Hold on. I ain't gonna be going in there with a gun now.
You're just another whole ass nigga. That's what you is, now.
Hold on, DLB.
Hey, but think about that shit though. Think about that shit.
That's
Not
fact.
everybody gonna be ready to pull the trigger, bro. Not everybody is gonna be.
I won't be.
That's
So
what I'm
no,
saying.
I
They
feel
give
on
you
it.
a gun and the active shooter shows up. What you gonna do?
The Barney
Exactly,
fight.
because now
I'm about to
you
say, you
want
gonna write
to
him a
have this-
note? Like, what are you doing?
I'm
What hand gesture was that?
Twice, man. I'm shaking. I don't know. I don't know how I can take. You know what
That
I'm
looked like
saying?
you writing the shooter a note, like, please don't shoot me.
I'm hiding with the kids. I'm gonna be right there next to the little
I think the thing that scares me the most about this thing is why is it so many often cases of an active shooter in a school? Like, I think that's the thing that bothers me.
Because it's easy
Man,
targets, a crowd in the room.
Yeah, but
it's
still,
easy.
that's like one of the
That's
worst
but
pussies in the world to say. I
but
need.
you gotta
help.
understand nowadays
That's true.
with social media, with the way things is, society is, it's a lot of bullying going on. There's a lot of people who can't understand how to take constructive criticism, let alone criticism, nor how to understand how other kids interact with them. One of the things
Right.
that we did grow up with, we used to talk shit to each other every day. You know what I'm saying? And we got
And
to
we
the
could
point
take
where,
that shit.
and we could take it. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't to the point where, oh, you were coddled or anything, to the point where that just never existed. We took it, we accepted it, we talked some shit back or whatever. When we wasn't time, dog, we took it and it grew us. We grew with it and we understood that's just what it was. Nowadays, society has changed. Now, it's a lot of, excuse my language,
Soft ass
pussy
kids.
motherfuckers running around raising these kids, and their kids are soft as fuck. They can't take any type of criticism, any type of fucking like.
Bruh.
I
They don't know
tell
how
you
to.
what though, if
Any
you want my
banter,
opinion,
You know what? Conflict
Any-
resolution. They don't know how to deal with conflict.
yeah, because their resolution is shooting motherfuckers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You
And
know,
that's bullshit.
we used to have peer mediation. I don't know if y'all remember this when we was kids, and I was a peer mediator for Hampton Elementary, right? When got all these awards and everything like that. Whenever kids would get into a tussle in school, get into arguments, we had peer mediators that would come with a teacher, and we would literally sit here and talk to each other and talk to the kids involved with the teacher present to resolve some of these issues. You know, and we got to the point where, hey, two people went in fighting, they walked out cool. You know what I'm saying?
That's
We
facts.
so
That's
That's
why.
facts. I mean,
That's
but they picked you to be a peer mediator because you had extra necks that other kids didn't have in
This
elementary. You know what I'm saying?
nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
You
but
got
going back to what somebody else said, it's accessibility is so easy nowadays. Like, you know, back in the days, all we knew was hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I threw a few of them. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, it's so easy to just get a gun. Like, I don't even know how it's that easy to obtain a gun compared to how it was back in the days.
if you look at that shit, bro, I'm gonna be honest, dog. I had access to many.
Jay, what's
many
happening from
already
said? What's
loaded
happening, dog?
weapons, right? I had access to a whole bunch of loaded weapons, bro. But I knew
thanks,
better.
Dominique.
You know what I'm saying? The thing
Same
is
here.
that because a lot of people say, we need to do gun control. That ain't gonna stop shit. It really ain't. Because all you're gonna do is take the guns away from the people that really know how to use them. And people that are criminals and people that want to shoot somebody, they're gonna find a way to get a gun. You know what I'm saying? You're not stopping nothing. You just you may be slowing it down, but all it's gonna do is make them plan it out more.
I tell
Like
you
I
what,
said, there's no. Go ahead.
A lot of the reason I blame some of the school for some of this stuff because now you get into a fight, both of y'all getting kicked out, whether you're defending yourself or not. You got to go and tell. So I feel like the morals in the school has changed too to develop the kids the way they are. I remember getting into fights, nigga, and then that was it. Now you scrap it out, and you didn't really get the whole ha ha ha. You did at a certain point, but it stopped. But now you do that, it's all over social media. It's out there forever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And now people got the mindset, well, I got to come back and kill you and leave you dead forever. That's how they think.
We got a lot of 6'9" kids out there.
Hey, DB, right though, man.
DB he on point. Yeah, I was about to say
just have a people problem. You right,
yeah.
D.
People don't know how to be good people no more, man. Everything is a retaliation, man. Like you said, we get into a fight. If you get jumped later, you're like, yo, I'm gonna catch you motherfuckers later. You know what I'm saying? But it was never with I'm gonna catch you later and I'm gonna kill every last one of y'all. Now I gotta prove myself with these. You know what I'm saying? We gotta throw hands.
I want Lavorce to comment on this one now.
Teachers be careful. Some teachers.
Man, you teaching kids and you reading aloud?
Hey.
I'm sorry, my bad, Doc.
Hey, with a finger.
You don't for 3 hours, bro.
We got guest hosts go in the building.
That's the fact though, because I know, as the school I'm in, the elementary department, it's only 3 male teachers, and the rest of them are white women teachers, and I know for a fact they wouldn't be able to pull a trigger on it. They more, let's see how we can solve it. I see these kids coming to school. The majority of our schools are black kids, black boys. And they first thing they see these dudes on the video, they shooting. That's the first thing they talk about. I seen kids walk around the hallway doing this to each other all day
because it's cool.
They don't. Yeah, that's cool to them. So
perpetuated as cool. Yep.
Yeah, that's the cool thing to do is to grab a gun. And so, as far as teachers, like I said, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. I would if push come to shove, I would. If it was accessible, yeah, I would do what I got to do to help the kids out. But DB, bro.
LB teach home day.
Hey, but you got to think about the weight we putting on the teachers too, bro.
That's
You're telling teachers to make sure you're armed. You're asking them to shoot a kid, and I get that it's an active shooter, but they got to live with that thought the rest of their life. I had to shoot a kid to save some other kids. It doesn't matter if they save some other kids. I mean, it does matter, but at the same time, they got to live with the fact they shot a kid. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have a problem with that. If I'm a hero, I'm a hero. Give me.
Yeah, I'll shoot me.
You take that around with it.
But that's you, bro. That's you. Think about those the other female teachers you got that's in your department, bro. They not.
They are from the South. They are from the South. They probably be ready to lock and load it.
It's gonna be a selective. I believe it's gonna be a selective. I don't think they should arm all teachers. Like I said, yeah, some of them ain't got it. They ain't got it. But I believe it's gonna be fucking. Look, but I do believe it's gonna be some type of steps that's gonna take to have something in that school, because I ain't gonna lie. Every time I'm hearing about a school shooting, and I'm hearing people just frantically running, I'd be like, no one had nothing? Like a brick, like a ruler, like nobody had nothing.
But you got a ruler, man.
You think fighting it, man?
It's fight or flight. It's fight or flight, man. Your natural response is a fight or flight situation. When you have a panic attack or when something's happening like that that's catastrophic in your mind, it's fight or flight. The majority of the people, period, flight. Just think about the state fair. When we used to all be at the state fair, you remember if one fight broke loose and 3 people started running,
it's a rat.
Fucking everybody, it's a riot. Not everybody's going the other way, and because our natural reaction is flight. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think about all the fighting back when you're put in that situation, and that's one of the things that even these drills, like my son even said this. My son is 11, by the way. He said, why are they teaching us this stuff when more than likely it's going to be one of the students that's doing the shooting, so they're going to know exactly what to do.
Yeah, there you go.
To take care of the situation. My son is 11. Exactly. But he's 11 years old, and that's exactly what he said. And his point was that there's no way that they can literally stop an active shooter in the school. His idea is metal detectors. He thought about that himself. But
depending on the people in the situation, just like the Uvalde thing, the dude shot at the school first before he walked in there. And then there was already police up there and they didn't do nothing. So it depends on who the person is. It can be done, but everybody's human, man. And anybody, can't just activate a human and to understand the situation and what's going on.
But I think that also depends on the school area you're in. I went to Northwestern High School. We had
that's a good point.
Guns. The officers walk around with guns. The school I'm at now.
Yeah, Nacho, what's up, dog?
It's super safe. We have no
what
security
up, Nacho?
there. And
Leave
open the door. And the kids will say, "Oh, somebody at the door." They open it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are little kids. So
hey, but that teaching come from the crib though. That teaching come from the crib. My daughter know if the doorbell rings, somebody knocking the door, you come get me. You don't ever open the door.
Period.
Well, these kids don't. Everybody don't have that same teacher, so they come to the door. Yeah, oh, it's a grown up here. I'm opening the door for them. Like, hey, open the door for me, please. They open the door, and then
first one to get popped.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry about this. I know everybody gonna agree with me on this one. I went to Mumford.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So just to be honest with you, when you walked into Mumford, okay, you walked in these double doors. I know everybody about to be like, yeah, I get it. You walk through a metal detector. It was 2, and I'm so glad we talked earlier. It was 2 armed guards. It was 2 armed security guards.
Police officers.
Desk. Okay. When you went through that thing and it beat, they searched your book bag, the whole 9, and then you made a left to either go into your math classes or you made a right to go into the lunchroom. Okay. But people laugh at me to this day because when I first moved down here to Georgia, from Detroit, and I would tell them we had gates on our windows and we had metal detectors and stuff like that. They frowned up at me like, y'all actually had gates on y'all windows and y'all had metal detectors when y'all went to school. And I said, hell yeah, we had that. Yeah, we had that. But even when that was happening, like I said, it's a different era because I remember going to the Coney Island on 6 Mile. And if it was a problem, you met that nigga at the Coney Island at 6 Mile.
Did you ever, dog?
And you threw the hands. And then the next day, y'all at the locker, if you lost, hey man, that was a good bout, whatever. But I just don't understand how it is so easy. Like it's so easy.
Let me. I'm not trying to kill it, but here's why that doesn't happen at Mumford. Okay, number one, we know that Mumford had a history of gangs, so there was already steps that was taken earlier for because my mom told me that it was like that when she went to Mumford, and the gates was I don't know if the metal detectors was there and the armed guards and all that stuff. So when you go to that's a school that an armed shooter, he can actually still get in there because remember when you walked in the doors, you got the 2 metal detectors. You had the guard on the right, guard on the left. And if you got like the ones that are fully body armored up and he has an AR and they just got pistols, no, they can be taken out easily.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
that's a common
because
misconception, bro.
But every single one you hear is that they were fully body armed and it took a while for the cops to take them down. They actually, finally get them down because you got fire raining from everywhere when you're an active shooter in front of a bunch of cops. But if you only got the 2 that's there and the guy coming in with an AR and it's already pointing at him from the door, like it's a high chance that the officers won't make it. They'll get a couple shots in, but if they hitting all body armor, I don't know what to tell you. Especially if it's hollow point.
Call of Duty got them ready, man. Call of Duty got them ready.
it's still something that was put in place.
Right, and that's why it never happened there.
Exactly. That right there is not something. I'm not gonna say it costs a lot of money because I'm pretty sure you do it in every school, but that's something that's not as invasive as what they're talking about doing that can help with the situation. Put a metal detector at every door, put a armed guard, bro. And I get that.
Ebony,
I was like, I don't
totally
want you
agree
to look at that shit.
I agree with Motor
into
too.
prison, but
I agree with you.
My bad. Ralph was reading.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
I can't smooth up. He's so confused.
And look, I'm over here. I'm like, and this was
I was reading
I was suggesting more food do other detectors. No, but dead ass, man. I mean, it was just something that was put in place to keep students safe. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the only thing we had to worry about was getting stomped the hell out in school because you didn't know who was rolling with who.
Dog, I'll never forget.
Yeah, nobody was getting popped in school.
Hey, Zoe, man. Hey, Zoe, we live. You don't need to do that right now. You can wait until we get off.
Got him.
Fuck out of here.
I
done forgot my whole thought, man. You threw me off.
But no, I go back to what Mark said, man. Like down here, the school district here, even my son's school, they don't have metal detectors at all, and they don't. So when I tell the teachers in my school, yeah, we had metal detectors and armed guards. And what? Why? What you mean? Why? That's why our schools don't get shot up. Because we, you know what I'm saying? We kind of nip it in the bud before it. Then now you might get shot outside the school.
Outside the school.
In the school.
Oh, yeah, that happens all the time.
But in the school, bro, and I know that
metal
sounds
detectors
bad.
is a proactive way of dealing with things, though.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
That's the least you can do is metal detectors
Right.
in the
You know what I'm
school.
saying? Man, my father taught me to be proactive or reactive. You know what I'm saying? Being proactive, you take steps to make sure the shit don't happen. Being reactive is when you fucking get fucked, and then now you're trying to react after the fact.
Pause.
Fuck like a chicken in the coop.
I got what you were saying. I got it.
Hey, Visual, I'm coming to your podcast, bro. We here, bro, because these motherfuckers right here, dog.
Every Thursday at 7.
We have less proactive because a lot of people don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then it's sad because just like Zoe said, instead of preparing for it, instead of being proactive, a lot of people are like taking these things to be more on the what word I'm looking for. They're looking for ways to be more on the defense other than the offense. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the reactive.
The table ain't gonna do shit, bro.
But that's the reactive, right? You know what I'm saying? Instead of making a proactive choice to, put these metal detectors in, the reactive is let's give everybody guns. And like that, that's not the end all to be all, man. There's other steps you can take. And I don't know who's calling these shots, but I feel like they're not thinking thoroughly, bro. They're thinking of the right then and there after the shooting happens. Oh, you know what? If somebody had a gun in there, this shit wouldn't have happened. Bullshit. It still would have happened. It still would have fucking happened because you're not stopping him at the door. He walked into school with the gun in his book bag. You didn't check it because you ain't got metal detectors. Oh, not little Billy. He's cool. He's quiet. He's to himself. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna cause a problem until he does. Until he opens up the book bag that you refuse to check because I don't want to invade his privacy. Fuck all that.
Yep, that's
invade the privacy, man. Go through my kid's book bag. Go through everybody's kid's book bag.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And for the parents to say, "Oh, I don't want you going through my kid's shit." Okay, cool. Find another school.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
Simple
Find
as
another
that.
school, bro. Because I'm trying to protect not just your kid, but everybody's kid. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. People feel so fucking entitled these days. Like, oh, my kid shouldn't have to go through that. They shouldn't. You're 110% right. But it needs to happen.
That's not the world we live in. So
right, it needs to fucking happen.
Totally different world. So what do you do? What do you do about this situation here, though? When the officers want to call off, what should be the solution to that? Or if
they
they're not
find
there,
a fucking replacement.
Well, yeah.
Just like when you take off from work.
Should the replacement be a teacher or should it be another armed person?
It should be somebody that's willing to be put in that position.
Individual. Yeah, it should be. I mean, common sense is for this question. It's just like if you had a common job. If I say I want to have off, it's gonna be a nigga that's gonna be just like me that's gonna fill into my position. Like
exactly.
It's gonna be like the janitor gonna have to take care of my damn forklift
with a mop in his hand.
It's about that time to clean these fucking kids.
You know what I mean? He's gonna drop the broom and he's gonna just start going. It don't work like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm almost certain. I can see they're gonna have someone in line.
I can see the janitor taking all his cleaning supplies, putting it together, and make a rifle.
I mean MacGyver, bro. Like straight MacGyver.
Wait, he go in, he go to work. Hey,
I am hot.
Give you a gun today.
Why is it so hard? How to do this?
It's gonna be certain.
Hey, but that's gonna be a problem though, right? That'll be a problem. He been sweeping his whole life. Hey, today's the day. Oh shit! Shit! I've been waiting for this day.
That nigga gonna get shot up putting it together. He gonna get shot up.
I've been waiting for this day.
Water and blood all over the fucking place. But what I'm saying is,
you are terrible. Y'all are terrible. Bizzle, how you been friends with them so long? I don't even know that.
Right.
That nigga's waiting. I've been waiting my whole life.
My whole life.
Y'all been giving me $8 an hour for 20 years. I've been waiting for this.
I was told for any active shooter I shoot, I get a raise. I'm shooting around with the gun out. Like, I'm shooting them all. You'll be running around like, I got him. Put your hands up.
You know how that bitch just.
And it's always get them when you're laying on the floor.
Let's get back to it. It's not drop off of it. You know something?
Oh shit, I'm hot, dog.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. One thing I have noticed, which is, and I know people are gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever. One thing I noticed is it's starting to be a little more harder to obtain ammunition, and I have noticed that. But one thing, I can't remember what comedian it was. But he said if you actually had ammunition at a price where it was like you had to think about using your bullets wisely.
You're right, Dominique.
Hey, Dominique, we about to go to.
You had to think about using your bullets wisely.
You ready to go to the office, dog? Because we need to make that script.
Hey, but you know what, Mark? That the reason why the ammunition shortage was so low is when we went into COVID, people was buying that shit by the stockpiles, and I only know that because I know people that were doing it.
Yeah.
Right? So they just ran out of ammunition. You know what I'm saying? So they just ran low. They ain't gonna stop them from making more. But you're right. If you raise the price of ammunition, maybe it make you think twice about using the gun. But then
$100 bullet.
But then
that's right, baby.
But then that all that does is breed more problems.
About to get rich, y'all.
Right? That just breeds more problems. So say you raise the price of bullets, right? Now people are gonna start stealing bullets.
No, that's dumb as hell. What you
But
gonna do?
no,
You gonna run up to an ammunition shot with the bullets and tell them I need
hey,
more?
hey, do you remember it was
Go shine. What's
probably
happening? What's
nine
happening?
years
Facts,
ago,
Sean.
bro.
Facts. It
They
would not be a
drove.
deterrent.
No, it
Motherfuckers gonna
won't.
go get it anyway. They not gonna
Yeah.
be stopped.
We
Period.
talked
Now,
about that
now
with
you
kids.
got people with money. Now you got people with money buying bullets.
Anytime you restrict kids from anything, they're gonna find another
Find
way
a
to do it.
way. They're gonna find a
Period.
way,
And
bro.
it's the same thing with
That's about the
adults.
sequel.
Time to clean up.
Okay.
Hey,
That
the
was good,
cover,
Alex.
the
That was
cover of
good.
the DVD is gonna have the janitor and the dead body. Gonna have a mop on the top of his head.
Wait. You gonna have to pledge like
What's sad, man? What's
He was
sad?
an assassin his whole life.
oh,
He decided to clean.
oh.
So about the kids though, about the kids and the things that we got to do and what we got to teach. You know, I mean, what does it take? I know one of the things it is a sacrifice. Sacrifice teaching the kids on what they need to do. My sacrifice is I hate not playing video games. That's a sacrifice.
Bro, listen. One thing I was taught, bro, was gun safety, right? Because my dad had guns accessible. I was taught gun safety. Dog. You gotta be in the know about pistols and guns, man. Put it can't be worse. That's fucking hilarious.
No, we cannot make this it, though. We are on this goddamn thing.
Well, we are, but
Hey,
that's funny
it's
though.
not
Make
even
sure y'all
us.
pay me. Make sure y'all pay me because I can't.
Nah, it's not even us. That no, you did it, and then you didn't want to talk about it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you
Mark.
started, Mark. You started.
Because we on something else.
Mo,
on something
Mo, what you
serious,
saying
man.
before we started this? What Mark got? No kids. All right.
No, in fact, hey, that's why Mark is the perfect person to come up with security measures. He's like, I ain't got no kids, but I can show you how to shoot them.
All right. We ran it back in. Go ahead.
No, but it is sacrifice, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people, even the people I know from work, after these active shooters and shit, they actually get worried. Like, damn, I'm scared to send my kid to school because, the last kid that shot up to school, they couldn't find a single fucking problem. They couldn't find bullying. They couldn't find nothing. You just went, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot up some shit. So how do you know when that your kid's school is the next one? So when do you know? Oh shit! I probably shouldn't send my kid to school. No, you can't do that.
Didn't he buy that gun from somewhere?
He got this shit off the street.
Yeah, off the street.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Like it doesn't matter if you do
assault
gun.
rifle?
Yeah, I
He
thought
bought that
bought it.
legally. He bought that legally.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yep,
Oh,
but
well,
he's 18 years old. He's 18 years old. He was able to go buy that fully by himself. Yep.
But
Yeah,
what
but see,
Ralph is saying is basically, how do you fucking know, dog? Like,
How
it's
can
you
so
don't.
You don't.
You
don't.
So the problem that we have right now is the fact that you can't buy a beer until you're 21, but you can go buy a weapon of war.
A rifle.
A rifle.
You know what I'm saying?
You cannot buy
I'm just
handgun, you
saying.
can't buy a
I'm just
rifle.
saying. I'm just saying. So why, but you can get high. Can't you smoke at 18?
No, they changed that too. You
Okay.
can't even buy vapes until you're 21 here.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I'm
why
saying?
is it so restricted on that? That kills you in the long run. But when it comes to rifle and guns, something that kills you immediately, like why?
Because
Because of big money.
This is America.
Right.
That's
At the
Good
end,
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dead ass.
Like
At the end of the day, it's
the
a
NRA
business.
is a motherfucker. They provide a lot of money to this country.
They provide a lot of money
Lot of
to
money.
everything that we don't know about, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
That shit
So
crazy.
it's just real hard to cut off the NRA. You can make rules to slow shit down, but you're not gonna stop guns, bro.
No.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want guns to stop. I don't want guns taken away.
Yeah, don't
I
take
just
that
want
shit
them to
away.
be.
Don't
I
take
want
it
it to be better precautions on actually getting a gun.
Yeah, don't bother the responsible legal gun owners that actually, that's actually responsible, don't have any issues. But the kids,
But
Okay.
it's not always buying it legally.
I
The
got a
kids
question.
find the shit in the house and they take it to school because they was bullied and they go shoot up to school. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to take steps, bro. You need to lock the
Hell,
gun up. They need to
Mo,
know how it's supposed to be
You
used.
still in Michigan with me?
Just saying.
1 second, bro. I don't mean to cut you off. But
No,
Mo,
go ahead.
you seen recently the 12 and the 14-year-old kids who had other people's guns shooting people. One shot his brother, one shot the 14-year-old girl. They was playing with the gun. They were sitting here aiming it at each other, playing with a gun at a party at
Wow.
4 a.m. 12 to 14 years old, bro. Little girl, 14 years old, died off that. That was somebody else's gun. I can't remember who exactly it was. The second situation, it was a 12 and 13-year-old boy. They walking their go-kart that didn't work. They see a dog. He brings a Uzi out. A Uzi. Now we all know what a Uzi does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uzi out and sprays, shoots his brother in the leg.
Because
Bruh.
he can't control
These
it.
are some of the
You can't
situations.
handle that.
shooting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying? They
see,
come.
I mean,
there are
what?
precautions to getting class 3 weapons, right? You got to take tests, you got to go to school, you got to do all
Yeah.
these things in order to get it. But the problem is, it's not the people that's acquiring it legally. It's the people that they get it legally, but then they have kids.
It's
So they're like,
it's
oh shit, I
the
know what that do.
it's the young part of the kids where their mind is not developed yet in decision making. I just sent y'all a video on the dude that was practicing drive-bys, and he was actually shooting out the window with the gun, and then dumb enough to put it on video and put it on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
see,
saying?
this is the
He
dark,
said he
and
was
this is the dark.
practicing. He said he was
He
practicing
was practicing drive-bys,
drive-bys.
and he was shooting
His
at a
mom is in
hospital,
the hospital.
shooting
His
at
mom
the
is in
buildings.
this hospital. Okay, his mom is in this hospital. I never. Thank you, Ramon, for that. His mom is in the hospital. Okay, this idiot, this fucking idiot, he took the time out while his mom is in the hospital to ride around,
Yes.
and he took a video footage. He posted this, I think, on
Yes, that's true,
Instagram,
Dominic.
Twitter, or whatever, and he's firing off in the woods, and you can clearly hear him. Okay, yeah, ain't nobody around. It's quiet. And he'll fire off in the woods. Driving a car. And I was thinking to myself, what is wrong with what the fuck
Bruh.
is programming some people nowadays?
But
what
see,
makes them think of this shit?
See, a lot of times people will say it's overexposure from the internet, right? So this is the light and the dark side of the internet, right? People find all this shit on the internet, but at the same time, this kid felt comfortable enough to put it on the internet. So we'd have never known about this kid if it wasn't for the internet.
There you go.
Right?
Thank
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
So
you.
this is where the shit is good that we have the internet, and it's bad because you can get both from both. And in
Very
this
true.
situation, both of them was bad, but something good turned out of it. He put it on video, so they took steps to take care of that shit. So that's one less person we got to worry about
And I tell
shooting
you
up
what,
shit. You know what I'm saying? But the question is what did they do with him? Did they lock him
Right.
up?
They
Right.
sure did.
The thing about it is, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that DLB can agree, like the best thing that the police have, FBI, US Marshals, is the internet. Y'all give it all away. You know what I'm saying? That's the first source they go to.
That is
Because
true.
everybody put it on video.
That's true. That
They
is
make
true.
they make
a
it
lot of the things that's
people make
happening in the
investigations.
everyday society.
Yeah.
You can now see that shit happening, like all that
Yeah.
police brutality.
They make
all that stuff.
investigations so easy, dog. Like you can literally be a high-paid detective, dog, and you just gotta watch videos all day and make the quote
They
and do
kill
your job.
on themselves, dog. Man, yeah, we found him on Instagram. He had 7 guns and he had a whole bunch of coke and a whole bunch of cash just sitting there in his Instagram story. You dumb motherfucker! Now you done did all the work for them.
Right.
Well,
But you know what though? We need those dumb motherfuckers, man. We need them.
We do.
We need them because they give us the heads up. This is what you're getting ready to get in. This is what's getting ready to happen. When you post your guns, you post your money and all the other shit. I know kids think, you know, that shit's flashy. I got bread. That's what they're going after. They're not thinking, oh shit, I put this on the internet. Everybody can see it. So now I'm gonna get locked the fuck up. That's cool. I want you to be that idiot. I want you to tell on yourself. Because I don't want to send you to school with my kid. And I see you handling automatic, you know, machine guns and shit like that. So cool, be stupid. But the problem is when you got the one that's real quiet and don't say shit in school, don't have a fucking internet, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit. They're like, don't nobody love me, don't nobody care, I'm gonna kill everybody. Them the ones we got to worry about.
I like this comment, perhaps psych evals and training for all in the home.
Yeah,
No.
if you've got a gun, everybody needs to know, and it need to be a rule for the parent. You need to make sure your shit's locked up. They need to be trained on it. They need to know how it's been used. The whole nine.
all their firearms up and they talk.
Now I do like what that is though, right? Because instead of say you Ralph, or say Ralph, Ramon, anybody, say, and I love where that went. Because say if you are purchasing a gun legally, say I'm purchasing a gun legally, okay, and I got 4 people in my house. In a way, in some type of fashion form, they should test the other 3 motherfuckers for mental abilities, like mental illnesses. Because now, like you said, I'm able to get a gun. I can get 4 of them because I'm passing the test. I'm boom, boom, boom. I'm knocking them out. But ain't no telling if the little boy in my house on some other shit. And now I just purchased him a weapon to go to school and under my not knowing, I done purchased him a weapon to go to school to just slay kids because this nigga ain't get tested for his mental stuff. But so I feel like that's actually a good point that he's making right now because yeah, there should be some type of testing going on for the household of wherever that weapon is going.
Yeah, you should have that one middle dude that will walk in and knock on the door and surprise you like a surprise drug test. Like, where your guns at?
Let me ask this real quick. Let me add on to that.
Hey, big up to your patience too, man, because I seen you wanted to ask this for a minute.
Yeah.
You know,
He was itching in the back of his throat.
Everybody else speak first. I'm a guess. I get it. But no, so say for instance, everybody do the psych test, you pass, whatever. Like I said, I'm in the schools, man, and it takes one situation when a kid get his feelings hurt or a person get their feelings hurt. No matter, they pass all the tests mentally. I'm good, I'm cool. But I seen the little girl get bullied by 4 other girls. I seen her crying for 8 hours. I thought she was the most stable person in the world. But all it takes is that one moment.
Yep.
So how do you test for that? When somebody
and that just goes back to what I said, dog. There's no right
there's no
answer,
definite
man, but
way.
this is being proactive.
There's no way. It's no
But
way.
this is being proactive though, right?
There you go. Proactive.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Steps to take to ensure that it doesn't happen so frequently. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop nothing indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we can't control every single fucking thing, but we can take steps to help these situations not occur on a regular, you know what I'm saying, situation. And we can sit here and have psycho evals for people. We at least get the information about the families. We understand the context of the families. We understand the health risk and the psychological risk of when things change in the family. For example, a divorce or you lose someone in the family, et cetera, et cetera. These are some of the things that can set people off and change their whole demeanor and their whole psychological profile. So having a basic profile of individuals, knowing that they're trained, knowing that's who's in the house, et cetera, it can help lead to prevention of these things happening. You know, it's something that needs to be had because we definitely need to do a little bit more. You know, I think schools should go. Yeah,
Well, I will
facts,
say,
Alex.
I will say, anytime we dealing with any of these situations, there's whether you say there was no inkling that they would do that, there's always some sort of paper trail, no matter what. Whether they looked at it on the internet history, on their phone, they don't just actively know, like, oh, okay, I know how to build this grenade, and then I'm about to take it in there because such and such smacked me in front of all the girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's like every single situation, they always end up going on the internet, being on some sort of conspiracy site or looking up ammunition. You know, those are like a thing. So I know it's a little bit deeper than that, especially when you want to get the government involved, because people are so private and whatever they call this thing is freedom. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be the biggest hindrance, dog, because people in America feel like you can't, like they shouldn't be allowed to have any of their privacy taken away. This is why, I mean, these are all great ideas, you know what I'm saying? And we can take this shit straight to Congress, but it doesn't matter because you still got people out here that's like, yo, you're not taking my privacy away. You're not coming in my house. You're not testing for this. And that's because it's selfish.
I'm about to say America's selfish as hell. Thanks for taking the words right out my mouth.
Like they should come out with an algorithm that just puts an alert out to the law enforcement.
Bro, it's people I know that won't even put a fucking Alexa in their house because it says there's people listening.
Well, what I'm saying is that can be a solution to at least stop. It's not going to stop all of it, but doing like everybody's been talking about since the Uvalde thing. Do something. Now I know that they passed something, but it's not. It is something. I'm not going to degrade it because it could have been nothing. Right. Let's just face that. You know, but I think it could have been a little bit more added to it, like the red flag laws and all that stuff. I think they just passed more of a background check mental thing. I got to do my research. You know,
they did.
But I think there's so many smart people in this world. If you can make an all electric car with all these bells and whistles and it can drive by itself, I'm pretty sure you can create a code that ciphers over the internet just in the United States to put an alert out like, hey, he's looking for ammo, and not really go into the person's computer, but just go on the website that they're on just to get to look at it.
But that goes back to what you said earlier, like. You're not going. They're doing all this technology, all this security in the world, but the easiest thing to get, like DLB said earlier, the easiest thing to get is a gun.
Yeah,
you can do all you want to because that's money. That's
and it's funny
money.
because a lot of this shit is in movies, though, bro. Like a lot of the solutions are put in movies, and a lot of people don't be knowing it, but say you have a gun. Say they start making guns that's actually fingerprint activated. You understand how much that would change every fucking thing?
Yeah, that's true.
If it's
They do got the
fingerprint
fingerprint activated safes
If it
where you
moves-
can do your fingerprint and it opens it up when you get the gun.
There you
But
go,
everybody's not going to
exactly.
put it up.
So, a lot of this shit is
Exactly.
in movies. You get what I'm saying? Like there are solutions to be done. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's
That
certain-
can be done. That can
It
put a
be
battery
done.
pack on
Absolutely.
a pistol
like
and put
I
a
think-
fingerprint reader on there.
Yeah,
I think the
and
biggest
it only
thing is
activate
making-
for the person who purchased the gun. That's
But
gonna
I
change
think-
everything. Like, you know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
that the thing is that though the biggest problem is it has to be a consequence. You know, we come up with all these ideas, but let's say somebody does end up letting a gun loose to somebody that shouldn't have it. What's the consequence? They just get their gun taken. They go back and buy another one. That ain't stopping shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel that there's no consequences for a lot of these situations that we have. You know, a lot of people are like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna just, I'll go ahead and say, oh, I didn't know he took it. They're gonna take that person's gun. That don't mean they got another one. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a consequence. You need to be responsible for the shit that you purchase. If you got a gun and your kid took that shit to school, your ass need to go to fucking jail too.
They
We
just
covered
charged
that
old
too.
boy. They just
We covered
charged
that
old
too.
boy.
It's called accountability. We covered that.
Facts.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't take accountability. For
So
certain-
look, we almost in an hour. We got to get to our other our
Man, that
spiff,
happened
right?
quick.
So
Oh, 'cause
I
it was a
know because
good-
it got serious.
we
It got
switched it
serious
up
real
in
quick.
it.
Yeah, real. What we should think of.
All right, so let's get to it. All right, so here's another
You hear that bass line?
from that just banging.
My son was bumping. My son was bumping.
So
Hey,
let's take a
from
look
the
at this real quick.
island's boy?
Let's take a look at this real quick and get a quick analyze of
Morning
it.
outrage over Cobb County's new policy to arm some school employees on campus.
You can imagine people are really divided about this one. Some parents say this
Yeah,
is
you're
a
terrible
dangerous
for that one.
decision. Others say it could help keep kids safe, and they're intensely thinking about this after the mass shootings recently. 11 Live's Ariana Manise joining us live outside the district's Board of Education.
So Ariana, we're sitting here as parents thinking like, I get the point, but you just can't help but feel a little torn on this. So tell us what this is going to look like and how it will play out.
Well, Aisha and Cheryl, certainly a lot of parents are feeling the same way that you are. Now, with this new measure, certain employees will be trained, and teachers or anyone who oversees a classroom, they will not be allowed to carry a weapon, but still parents, especially those at last night's meeting, say they don't support this policy.
So it passes 4-2.
And a 4-2 vote, the Cobb County
Oh,
School
happy?
Board agreed on a measure to allow certain
Hey, what?
employees of the district to carry weapons at school. The move is meant to prevent school shootings, but not all parents agree. A group of parents at Thursday's meeting attempted to delay the vote. Those who oppose the new policy say more guns on campus could be dangerous.
The high school kids that may be bigger than some of these individuals that could wrestle a weapon away.
Alicia Thomas Searcy, who is running for Georgia State School Superintendent, says the board should take more time to review the policy.
We're talking about the lives of children, the lives of educators, and that deserves the time and attention and thoroughness to sit down with professionals, law enforcement in particular, to make sure that the right policy is in place.
Meanwhile, under the new measure, employees carrying a gun would be trained, but that requirement could be waived if the employee has already received law enforcement or military training.
All right, so
See, I already don't like the fact that they said that should be waived. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, you know, he used to be a cop.
That was a flag.
Yeah, like come on, bro. Just because he was used to be a cop or used to be in the military, don't mean he's mentally stable to handle a gun again.
exactly.
The reason why they got
you just
that
don't
shit.
you
know
just
what I'm
don't
saying?
often say, "Oh, you used to be what for a day?" Come
Now,
on, you don't need any
and
training.
this, for everybody, this is happening in Georgia. Like this is happening now as we speak. They've been talking about it for the last weekend. You know, on everything that's happening, and it's happening. It's just no ifs, ands, or buts. These meetings and get-togethers. This is happening in every county right now in Georgia. So 9 out of 10, I know it's happening. I know it's going to be a time where I'm going to see armed forces outside of schools, like chilling. Like,
But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with armed forces being outside of school, bro. I'm okay with that. That's not a problem. The problem is like that lady said, you get a high school student, this lady pull out a gun and like, yo, I'm about to shoot everybody in here. She pull out a gun. She's nervous. Yeah, she took the test. She passed the test, but she's still nervous because she's got to make the decision to end this kid's life. What's stopping it from running up on her, taking the gun up out of her hand? Now you got two guns.
I mean, but that's what they were saying. Not everybody gonna get it. Not everybody gonna have it. I think that's one thing they're covering because I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to sound like this, but Becky with the blonde hair probably won't have it. Becky with the blonde hair probably 9 out of 10 won't.
That's why I want with the gun. I want Becky to have the gun because you won't suspect her to pull out that poplar.
And that's what I was going to say.
But the sad thing that we keep covering is Becky with the gun.
You gotta get the teacher that look like Betty White. You gotta get them.
Y'all keep saying that shit.
No, but you're right though. You're right though. I mean, it'd be the teacher that you least suspect that's ready to go ahead and jump into action, but it's the teacher that you expect. Like, yo, I got the class. It's like, yo, I'm not shooting a kid.
Now we're probably going in the wrong direction. We probably already hit the right direction. It might not be the teacher that we don't suspect. It might be the janitor.
This nigga.
I just don't understand putting more
time to clean up
because you get that person who's never shot. It's good to have training. We never shot a human, so now you're having a shootout. Now more things danger. Like these, like I work with kindergarten, first grade, second graders. Like I can imagine being in the shootout. I'm behind a desk.
And then,
like,
make it funny. I feel you because when I was first having my training with my gun, the first lessons was targets, just bam, 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 just standing still targets. Then they said targets ain't gonna stand still. I don't give a damn what you going through. They're gonna start moving. And I thought I was golden now until them targets started moving. Then I'm just blah blah. I'm hitting anything random. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get that. Any amount of training ain't gonna train you for the inevitable, the things that might happen in real life. I get that. Yes.
And what kind of gun were they gonna give him? If he coming in with an AR,
or an FN and go through the person and all the other kids. You can't have those type.
It's a common misconception about ARs, dog. AR is not an automatic rifle. That's not what that stands for.
What?
It stands for Armington rifle, bro. They use 22 caliber bullets. A lot of them use 22 caliber bullets. I mean, I hear what you're saying. But a lot of people, the first thing that come to mind is like, oh, he come in with an AR. He's less likely. He's less likely to win a shootout. Just to be honest.
Yeah, use that. But
somebody that
did what he wanted to do with his AR, though.
Yeah, but the AR, once again, it's not an automatic rifle. You just is vulnerable with a pistol than with an AR.
It's more easier to accommodate more targets with an AR, but it's not more effective in a way. I'm not trying to please God. I'm not trying to justify.
No, I'm not either, but a lot of people go to the AR mindset like, oh, they're gonna walk in there with AR and they're gonna spray everything up. That does not mean that it's automatic. It does not mean that they've got even more of a accurate shot or anything.
Would they know what kind of guns the teacher's gonna have then? That's
like earlier. But that's what they were saying.
The way the internet is, they will.
They should not classify what's going on in these trainings. Matter of fact, after they should stop.
No, they won't.
So
they won't. They said that will be undisclosed. The person that has the gun will not be disclosed.
You can find out anything in the world.
You're right. You're right, and that's thanks to the internet. So you're 110% right. But what I'm saying,
but if you put 223s in that AR, dog, it changed the whole dynamic.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though a lot of them guns you can't switch the caliber around. You got to use what the gun calls for, or else that bitch will blow up in your face.
Well, the issue that I have with this one is so they say the people that are trained or police officer, law enforcement are automatically applied to this school situation. What about the officers that got all these complaints or that was racist? That's gonna be the next place they go to. And
that's the other thing, right? That's where the background check should come into play. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure that these people.
But the background check should play when they go to another police department.
but once again though, that's like the one I think it was Vizzle or Zoe said earlier. I think it was Mark was talking about how a teacher came to school with a gun. He was scared of the student, so he shot the student. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker should not have a gun. But that's just start of him owning the gun. Period.
But how do you know he don't own shouldn't have a gun? He passed all the tests.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. There is no fail proof to this whole situation,
That's
dog.
crazy.
There's no fail proof to. I mean, there's gonna be holes in every fucking solution that you come up with when it comes to this gun.
Because it's not absolute. Nothing is absolute.
Yeah,
nothing
but
is
sitting
absolute.
back and not doing nothing is not the answer either.
Right. That's why
I mean,
said
yeah,
you need
and
to be,
again,
you
we
need to
could
be
go back to proactive.
Yep, you got to be proactive.
And we have to have a structure, man.
I didn't see he just have a bad day. We were ready to kill everybody because they had a bad day.
I tell you what, you know what other thing we need to have?
That's facts too.
We need to have some likes and subscribes in this bad boy. So make sure y'all like and
everybody
subscribe to the video.
that's watching right now, like and subscribe, please. Thank you.
Please, because it does help with us getting more, more active and getting out here to the masses versus just to our friends. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully
really
that
helps Moan B. Kirby.
but it helps spread. It does help spread the situation. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Think if we could reach out, you know what I'm saying, to the masses. You know what I'm saying? Think if this was watched by someone in Congress that can actually make a change. You know what I'm saying? So that does help. But at the end of the day, it does take all of us to make this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not an individual thing, and I'm not a politician, but voting is important. You know what I'm saying? You can stop the teachers owning these guns.
Vote or die.
Or you can go ahead and approve them having guns. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what you feel and what you think. But that shit starts at home, man. That shit starts at home with you and your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to tell them how and what and when to react. You know what I'm saying? And to bring back, I know we're going back as far as the bullying. My daughter went through that, right? And it wasn't even really bullying. You know what I'm saying? She had 3 little friends that didn't want to play the game she wanted to play, so she got upset, and they was like, well, we don't want to play with you. And she came home upset, and I'm like, hey, you need to get over that. Not everybody's going to want to do the things you want to do. Those are just words.
They bullied
I guarantee you.
They bullied my son off of his shoes. He got 4 good pair of shoes, really good name brand. But the guys in West Bloomfield, they got a different pair of shoes every day of the fucking month.
See, we grew up different. You wouldn't have got no shoes off of me.
You know what I'm saying? But my son just goes like this to all that shit. He be like, they try to talk crap about me, but guess where I'm going next week? I'm going to Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Like, my size and my height.
But this one, I want to cover this about Ralph and Zoe. This is one of the problems. Y'all are good parents.
What's happening?
That ain't teaching that. You know what I'm saying? They go home and they be like, oh yeah, they bullying me. They're gonna have an alternative, like an alter Ralph, like, oh well, go fuck them up. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's gonna always be a parent that's not gonna be like y'all. So
but don't get it twisted. I tell my daughter too. I was like, somebody put their hands on you. You tell the teacher. If they do it again, you need to defend yourself. I'm not saying you go in there and start fucking people up, but you don't let nobody push you and hit you, and you don't hit them back.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? If you gotta fight, you gotta fight, but you have to find the other ways around doing that shit.
You know nerve around.
If you don't teach your kids that shit, then they gonna go what they know. And that's
vein on the side of his neck.
Well, I was saying, like, my son is my size and almost my weight at 12. Like,
damn, he a big kid, man.
Yeah, he a big dude. So motherfucker, big dudes, they look at him and say, I'm like, he said, well, this dude called me big. I said, okay, now what's next? You big. What else? What else you got next? Like like Zoe said, he brushes his off. Yeah, I'm big. So what? Now what's next?
That's what it comes down to, bro.
Next time your son be like, oh yeah, they call me big. You be like, yeah, I know. Your mama told me. And then just move it on.
On the that's what we used to do. That's what we used to do.
Yep.
I mean, if somebody say some shit, you had a rebuttal and you talk shit back.
Your mama,
leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jasmine, my cousin right there, my sister in here.
Hey, you got the family here, boy.
You got the whole
hey,
people.
What's up, Amber?
What's happening?
Hey,
Amber, what's happening?
My sister Katie, Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We good on the comments. It's a lot of them, boy. See, that's what I'm talking about.
We went through them. We didn't talk about each one, but we actually posted them. And You know, it's been really good engagement on
Now,
this episode. For
real quick, my homie Jay said homeschooling is starting out like a bad option. Like my daughter did homeschooling in 8th grade, and like it was like I gave her a lot of, and she was in the 5th grade homeschool, and I tell you what, she went back to the next year with a whole new aspect of life. I like this is gonna happen to you. Kids don't come out. You go into middle school, it's a whole different group of kids. They're gonna try to roast you, all this other stuff. Like,
Kyrie, what's happening?
Oh yeah,
Hey.
the homie Kyrie. Yeah, what's up, bro?
And see, and this is where I'll agree to disagree, bro. I feel like, you know, if I was homeschooled, I feel like I'd be in a worse situation than I am, man. You know, being
You
in
lose that
school,
social aspect.
Yeah, you know, you
that's
learn.
important.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, she
If
did
somebody starts talking shit about your daughter, she ain't gonna know what to say in return. When we went to school, somebody started talking shit. She also had you, right? She also had you. You know what I'm saying? We grew up talking shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to have that rebuttal.
I worked with a guy who was homeschooled, and I shit you not. I said, "Hey man, put all your stuff in your book bag. You know, everything in your book bag, put in your locker." And nigga like, "Oh, I was homeschooled. I don't know how to open up a locker." But he said it like,
"What?"
And I kind of looked at him like, "Nigga, that ain't no tough guy shit. Open up a locker, nigga." Like, but I wasn't trying to be mean.
We don't use lockers at the house.
That nigga said, "I put all my books in my locker, my closet." But I was like, "Hey, look, check this out, man.
Once again, man, like I said, man, there's no fail-proof solution to what we have going on in the world today, bro. At the end of the day, it does come down to us as parents, us as even just as friends, man. You know, I went and talked to my cousin, which y'all know who Spice Adams is. I talked to his son, and I told him, like, "Yo, man, don't try to follow the crowd, man. You're already in a good position. You know what I'm saying? Your parents are doing well. You're in a position to do well as well. Don't fall into the crowd because they got the shit you don't have. Your parents are trying to teach you the right way to doing shit, and that's the way you should do it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know, growing up, I didn't listen to my dad half the damn time, and I listened to my mom, but you know, I was living with my dad, so I was like, I'm gonna find this shit out myself, and I did. I found out the hard way. I should have just fucking listened.
I tell you what,
I learned that was the hard way.
Dog, my father told me one thing, and I'm sorry to cut you up, bro. My father said this growing up, and Sean, you might remember this because you was around. My father always said that a smart person will learn from listening, or a dumb person will learn from having a hard, soft ass. He said that, yeah, that's what it said. Then but the point is that a smart man will always listen. And one thing that we do when it comes to challenging, especially as boys, we challenge our fathers a little bit. But I realized growing up a little bit that listening is paramount when it comes to a lot of situations that come up for our kids. And when they don't listen, that hard ass that they're gonna fucking catch their ass being is gonna end up getting them fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I had to say about that.
The thing about it is, when I think the best lessons are learned to themselves. Let them fall into that category. Well, as a parent, you shield them from certain things. Don't let them fall into a thing to where it's gonna be a life-changing event. Don't let them fall into that. But certain things like the fighting and figuring out stuff for yourself. Oh, mama's in here.
Yeah, my mom pulled up.
Y'all pulled it exactly what my father said.
Hey, and once again, that's something that my mom taught me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen and get your ass in trouble. I didn't listen, and I got my ass in trouble.
But you want to know why that works?
The problem is that a lot of parents don't follow through. They don't listen. They're like, it's okay. They'll listen next time. Like, bust that ass.
But you want to know why that works, though? That works because when you see that situation again, you have that fond memory of that's a no. That's why whoopings was so respected and well-rounded back in the day when we were growing up. You got beat, you did something stupid, right? And then when you do it as an adult, whether you think about that entire situation or not, we had to go pick the switch out for yourself. It's the fact that pain reminds you of not to do this.
This is what
you
should not do.
We are in an age where that's child abuse. So let's get that together too. That's child
abuse. Listen, let's back that up though. It was child abuse back then. But I tell you what I wouldn't do. Call nobody on my mama.
Nobody.
Right. My mom told me, and my mom can tell you right now, you can call the police, but I'm gonna beat your ass until they get here.
didn't get here, dog.
Yeah, that's the part. Y'all so stupid. You gonna call the police and you gonna give me time. You gonna give me time to hurt you.
Man,
Right. Like, I don't want that whooping. I don't want to get a whooping until they get here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and shut up and go to my room. You know what I'm saying?
Math. Okay, it's gonna take 20 minutes for them to get here.
Nah.
Nah, I'm okay.
That's
All
when
I thought about it was gonna take time for them to get here. My ass
by the
would be
time you
beaten until
done
they got
beating
here.
that kid, they got to carry their ass in their hand with the police officer.
Right. You left his ass behind that I whooped and left in his room.
And then that type of crime is not gonna keep you in jail forever. That's how stupid you are.
Bro,
I gotta get out
before.
and then I gotta get you again.
Right.
She gonna hold it serious. She gonna hold
Dog,
it
look.
serious to bail
This
you
right
out,
here.
to finish whooping your ass.
Yep.
Sean's dad, dog. Sean's dad used to have this look. Like my dad had a look too, but Sean's dad had a look to the point where you just never really just wanted to disappoint that man at all. So whenever he said something, he didn't yell.
Yeah,
He didn't
that's
get loud.
OGs right there.
Dog, he didn't do none of that. He said what he said. He looked at us. That's what it is. Like we didn't question it, we didn't challenge it, we didn't do anything. The only thing we challenged Sean was getting up after he went to sleep to play video games. That's the only thing that we challenged.
I think as boys we always did that.
Yeah, I think we all did that.
But DB,
man,
you're right. The values in life are non-existent, bro, because there are no consequences for people's actions. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids these days like, you ain't gonna do nothing to me.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna hit me. And I would never in my right mind ever say anything or think anything like that when it came to my parents. And that's just because how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? I try to raise my daughters the exact same way. You know what I'm saying? Listen, don't ever think because you got away with this ass whooping, the next one ain't gonna be double time.
Right.
And I follow through on that. You know what I'm saying? And they like, yo, and I tell you what, I don't know what it is with my kids, man. If I get mad at them, bro, they start crying.
dog, my son, dog, Ashley can yell, she can do whatever, she can hit whatever, it doesn't matter. He'll take that shit and run. I sit here, get slightly above octave, get a little bit forceful. You see my vein in my neck pop out. My man,
they always out though.
down.
So how do you know which one? How do you know which vein it is since you got all the
right
veins
there.
already
See
out?
that?
You know what I'm saying?
That's real talk as a father, man. I mean, you know, my son, I may whoop my son maybe 4 times. He's 12. He knows. I say, man,
you watching this now?
Like, you just messed up. He feels so bad just because he was disappointed. I was disappointed what he did.
But that's a precedent you set. Right?
Yeah,
and I feel that's a precedent that a lot of parents these days, they're like, oh, you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to my kid. No, it worked. That's why you are the way you are today. That's why you're not someone to give up. You're always a fighter. You're always going to find a way. You know what I'm saying? Because we lived in that. I don't want to disappoint. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So you have to put that same constraints on your kids, man. Make them live up to it. This guy here. I knew it was only a matter of time.
I knew it was coming.
It was only a matter of time before
DB
came through. It says shit like that, bro.
When we had hour 15, what we doing?
Well,
I was trying to do our website.
But go ahead, dog. Go ahead, man.
Look the website, bro.
Maybe this should be a part 2 of a conversation that we need to have. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of other things that's going to come our way where we need to talk about it. I mean, we in this thing called life, and things are going to happen in life. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the last time we talk about this subject. So,
hey, Mark,
that's a good one.
At, dog, on that picture.
Huh?
Look at that right there.
What were you looking at?
We should do that.
Yeah, he was looking at the turd that he left in the toilet. That's what he was doing. That's why the flames are coming from his backside. He dropped off that brown monster.
Hey, Mo, Ralph, put this in the group chat.
Ralph, he mistake that pool as a toilet. Look at Ralph. He looking like this toilet.
What you don't know is that I filled that toilet up myself with pee. But
anyway, if you want to know more about us, here's all of our profiles, for our Any and Everything podcast. Here's our merch store. Make sure you check it out, buy you some merch. Thank you for the folks that did buy. We truly appreciate it. It's actually going to go to the channel. This is coming up, so I'm in talk with the fellas. I don't know what day. It's either going to be Friday or Saturday where we do the Fellas Hanging Out podcast. And we're just going to get on here. We're going to chill. I definitely got to wait until I'm done with surgery before we us get together, because it gets wild when we get together. If you want to know about any other fellas that was on the show, here they are. It takes you to their social medias, and here's the last 2 episodes that we did, or the series that we did. Okay, And then, if you want to talk to us, you can always hop in our Discord if you want to talk to us personally. This Thursday, DeForest and this podcast will be up for grabs to watch.
Go
at
all
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
all the drinks.
Sports and more sports.
Hey, listen, we're gonna start jumping in your podcast with cups. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just constantly.
But that's the thing, though. We be drinking, though, right? We be drinking.
You need to show it. It's
you the only person with a cup.
What else do I got to show? Didn't the cup?
Yeah, no, you be drinking.
Hey,
your boy is gonna be drinking.
Man, you gotta tell Nacho to pull that drink up.
Hey, real quick, bro. And this is what I mean by parenting, bro. These are the things that my mom's instilled in me. You know what I'm saying? There was no other option other than getting my ass whooped. Okay. And for those that don't know, okay, my mom and my dad were separated at the time. So in my head, I didn't only get one ass whooping. I had an ass whooping, and then I had a reserve ass whooping, like reservations for later. When my pops got off of work, it was his reservation to come to the house and finish. You know what I'm saying? And finish beating my ass.
If you listen, and I remember a couple times I got in trouble. And you took care of me, and then pops came, and that was round two.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You got beat by moms too.
Listen, dog.
Mom would give it, dog. My father had the weightlifting belt. That thick ass belt. I ain't want to see that shit.
Listen, so his pops lift weights, right? My pops work on cars. I remember one time I got my ass whooped with a heater hose from off my car. Okay, he was working on the car. I did something at school. He got wind. He took the hoses, put on the car, beat my ass, told me to go inside, take a shower, get ready for bed, and he finished working on his car. Bottom line is, bro, you knew that there was a consequence for the things that you did. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kids lack today. There's no consequence for the things that you do. And that has to be reinstilled. Because if you knew you was getting your ass whooped, I'd never take a gun to school. I'd be like, if I shoot somebody, I'm gonna get my ass beat when I got home.
My father pulled up in the police car. I mean, come on.
I'm gonna get shot.
You're not thinking about going to jail. You think about that belt whooping.
I'm worried about the belt that's coming. So my mom or my dad find out that I done shot somebody, and they be like, "Yo, before you take him to jail, real quick, let me take this belt off real quick. I need to beat his ass, and then you can take him. And I'm not getting you out, and I'm not getting you out of jail.
I'm not getting you out."
So you going to jail with a fresh whooped ass.
And not think about it. Think about it.
Let me think about what you did while you in there.
So here's my request. Jay, Nacho, your name is Nacho, dog, on this podcast.
Yes,
and Marv.
Nacho.
And Marv, I better see cups in y'all hands this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Or I'm pulling up in your podcast with a cup.
Or we bombing y'all podcast. We gonna pull up in there.
With drinks in hand.
You're not lying, bro. Hey. You are not lying. My mom was the scary one. My father was strong as an ox, but my mom, she was the one that everybody was like,
what it is, bro. I was scared of my mom more than I was scared of my dad, bro.
It was my dad.
Never met Miss Hampton.
My mom would tell us, okay, I'm gonna tell your dad.
Hey, Mom, you watching? That's Sean talking that crap. Just let you know. This Sean. There you go. Go ahead,
LaVorce. Go ahead. LaVorce trying to say something.
No, I was gonna say us over at our podcast, man. I want to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity, man. We do something that we love, man. We have fun every show, and every show gets better and better. Like I said, we thank you guys for giving us that branch, man, to do something we always do talking about doing.
Hey, I better see some cubs, dog. We put it up in the podcast.
If anything, you know I have my bottle.
Hey, you see mom pull up?
Yeah,
mom is here.
You see mom pull up? Hey, look how quickly Sean straight up.
Mama.
Miss Hampton. I want no whooping. We in our 30s and we in our 30s, damn near 40s, and we still know there's a consequence to what we do and what we say.
So you see how the whole atmosphere changed when mom shows up there?
Immediately, bro.
That's exactly how it's supposed to be.
Hey, in real talk, I want to thank all y'all. I want to thank the moms, bro, for the whoopings that we got. It set us straight. It put us in the position that we in today. Bro, exactly. Hey, man, let's go ahead and shut it down, man. Let's go ahead and shut it down, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Love y'all. Peace.
Love y'all.